Welcome to the podcast On the Mark. I'm Mark Clark. And podcast today is in honor of the Baltimore Spectator, Frank James MacArthur. If you don't know the Baltimore Spectator, if you go to Spreaker.com, it's www.Spreaker, Spreaker.com. Let me spell it correctly. Spreaker. So it's Spreaker, Spreaker.com. And then look under for the shows, type in Baltimore Spectator. And you'll hear, if you I forgot the label, it's like standoff or something like that. Police standoff, or I forgot the specific title, but it's the last recorded podcast on Spreaker for the Baltimore Spectator. And listen, okay, it is amazing, spellbinding, unbelievable radio. And I know James MacArthur. I met him many years ago, and he turned me on to Spreaker. And so, I started doing the podcast and listening to his, and I felt like the Baltimore Spectator was great because he was doing reports from crime scenes and giving us the scoop on different things, and I really felt like, wow, this is what new media is all about. Access. Everyone has access, so you can take somebody who has the proper spirit and commitment to truth, and they can have their way. And that's what he was doing, man. I mean, a couple reports from crime scenes giving information that the mainstream press couldn't give or didn't give because, they tried to check their sources. He was right there on the scene. So I was thinking, man, that's a great point of view for Baltimore Spectator and great for him. And so when I joined Spreaker and started doing a couple podcasts because I was just so impressed with Spreaker, he was so supportive, and he kept saying, man, Mark, I'm surprised to hear you on Spreaker. Mark, I can't believe it. I hope you keep it up. He was very encouraging. And, I thought it was interesting, his point of view that, he was surprised that I would be on this form of broadcast. And, this is the future. And so, I was following along until that eventful evening or afternoon when he got hemmed up by the SWAT team. And what made it amazing was he stayed on Spreaker and gave play-by-play as the SWAT team encircled his home, and he gave the play-by-play when he called the 911 to talk to someone, not through a bullhorn outside his home, but to get him on the phone. We listened as he was put on hold by the 911 operator, and we listened as he talked to the negotiator, and the negotiator, seemed to have halfway information, and James, asked just perfect questions, man. It was just like a TV. It was like a TV movie, man. It was amazing, and to hear him, be so on top of it and so organized, systematic in his line of questioning, just really asking hard questions, speaking to power, and then it all ending like he said it would, with him basically in handcuffs and taken away and not to be heard from. And, without bail, which he predicted. And so as we wait for him to resurface, I wanted to acknowledge the Baltimore Spectator and also thank him. Listening to that broadcast and, hearing him, how he handled himself as he was, preparing to be taken in. It really made me think of not only the power of radio, it made me think as a professional who's been in the game for over 20 years. It made me ask myself, how much relevant information, how much information have I shared with the public to inspire and inform? In that one broadcast, he did more, or he basically, I think, symbolized more than a lot of the things I've done in over the 20 years being on the radio. Because, when you're on music radio and you're playing the jams and you're commenting between records, you really aren't galvanizing or even providing solutions to real issues that people are facing. I think our first obligation was always to entertain. And entertain then inform. Entertain and inform. Entertaining being the key, because of course, the ratings, and you almost have to, some say dumb it down to get the masses, and at least that's the theory. But maybe we were wrong. Maybe with compelling content, you don't have to dumb it down. And and again, the Big Fat Morning Show, we try to engage in some real conversations, and we did. But I'm just saying, hearing the Baltimore Spectator asks relevant questions to the police negotiator, and hearing him state his frustration as a black man that felt like the justice system, the police department, let him down. As he tried to defend himself, he shared with us how his troubles basically started when, during a robbery, he had a weapon. He called 911, and after the robbers left, when the police arrived, he basically ended up going to jail for the weapon, and how he was basically held. No one knew where he was. There were no charges. It was just a mess. And then to have another mess happen, and he broadcast it. It's amazing, man. And you just are thinking, here's somebody who, was able to express what was going on in real time. Most people don't have that option. Most people are snatched away, and the police, the government, whatever body that arrests you, the DEA, they take you and they can tell the story that they want to tell, and you don't have a side to tell, And it was such an example to hear that, and so powerful. And it's amazing, I was looking at the numbers, like 70,000 people were listening or have played this podcast on this brand new, spanking new social media platform. That quick. And, Wikipedia and during his ordeal or leading up to it, Twitter shut his account down, for whatever reason. I don't know if you have so many people, I don't know why, but they shut him down, and just to hear it again. So listen to it, and I wanted to say something to the universe about um, the Baltimore Spectator, aka James MacArthur, because again, you know, he changed that moment, changed me, and made me aware of the power that you have when you're in front of any microphone. And we're now in a world where everybody can be in front of a microphone, and everybody can have a say, and everybody can inspire, and everybody can make a difference. And that's a powerful place to be in. We just need to use it for that, because there's a whole bunch of stories that need to be told. So I salute you, Frank James MacArthur. I wish you the best, Godspeed, and hope to see you soon. Thanks for listening to On the Mark, and I will talk to you soon.